under the oak trees, shadow gravel lanes. I recall the soft whisper of your name. Underneath that broad brim, wind spoke through your hair. And ghosts sank the cabin, our love declared. But now the porch swings alone, creaks a mournful tune. Sunset bleeds like my heart lost your love too soon. Every stir of the dust, every shift of the sand speaks your name in this vast lonesome land. The trails we once rode, now overgrown and faint, where wildflowers mask the scent of our queens. The rain on the roof, a symphony so harsh, echoes through empty rooms where shadows march. The porch swings alone, sings a mournful tune. Sunset bleeds like my heart lost your love too soon. Every stir of the dust, every shift of the sand carries your voice across this desolate land. Saddles lay untouched, the leather's gone dry. Your scarf in the drawer left behind a light. Does the wind know your touch? Does the oak still dream of our whispers that flowed like a mountain stream? Now the porch swings alone with a sorrowful croon. Stars watch like silent eyes under the cold moon. Every stir of the dust, every wail of the night wind holds you close in the ghost sank, where love never ends. So I sing to the stars over old ghost sank, where memories echo and my heart sank. In the silence of the night, with the ghost of your smile, I'm adrift on this trail just for a while. Down by the river, under the whispering oak, you wore a silk scarf the day the old words were spoke. Your laughter mingled with the rustling leaves. We carved our names, a promise 'neath the eaves. But the river, it rambles much like my heart. From that hallowed ground, we drifted apart. Oh, the river waits for no man's sorrow, rolls on like there's no tomorrow. Yet in its song I find my regrets, a love lost in its currents I can't forget. Now the porch swings empty, the dust settles slow, where once the sunset painted your glow. The cabin stands quiet on a road seldom crossed, the trail to your heart, now overgrown, lost. Left my saddle by the door, worn and spare, like the soul within me, weathered and bare. Yes, the river waits for no man's sorrow, rolls on like there's no tomorrow. Yet in its song its currents I can't forget. I see you in the whisper winds, in the eagle's flight, on gravel roads at the fall of night. Is this the place where old ghosts dance, where I turn my back on one last chance? For the river waits, and I must too. In its lonely hymn, I'm still with you. Where waters flow, my heart remains bound forever in its refrain. The river waits and it knows my fate, and every sunset you whisper wait. This cowboy sings into the wind, love's echo lost where the river bends.
Under the old oak tree where our names were carved, silence falls like shadows as the day gets dark. Your scarf still dances on the porch rails and the wind sings bass, but my heart won't mend. Oh, silence carved in the wood and the stones, and the echoes of the dust where we once roamed. Each sunset bleeds more color from my dreams, and silence is deeper than it seems. The gravel road wears a blanket of untrodden frost, since the warmth of your whisper and the touch I lost. Our cabin stands empty, but it's filled with your laughs, echoing against walls that our love once crafted. Oh, silence carved in the paths, in the rains, in the heartbeat shared and the love we claim. Each sunset bleeds more color from my dreams, and silence is deeper than it seems. I wander these hills, trace the stream so cold, looking for the warmth and the quiet feeling old. The saddle's worn, the trails are fading under moon's glow. I'm lost in the places only you and I know. Oh, silence carved in our memories old, in the wildlands where my sorrow is told. Sunsets keep bleeding colors from my dreams, yet in this silence love endlessly streams. Oh, in this silence I still hear your dreams. In the shadow of the oak where wild daisies grow, I heard her laughter mingle with the breeze so low. Underneath that sky as wide as a dreamer's heart, we carved our names, not just a faded part. Her scarf a splash of red against the dust, fluttering like a flag, surrender to its trust.
Her voice fell apart in the cold autumn winds, words scattered like leaves, her whispers thin. From the saddle to the porch, where empty swings sway, her echo wanders in the dusk, where I lost my way. Each sunset drips down like tears on old stone. Her voice fell apart, and I ride these trails alone. Years peeled away the paint from that old wooden door where laughter used to live. Now silence grips the floor, the path we walk now overtaken by the weeds. Lost tracks like my heart choked by unspoken needs. The cabin holds the cold like the bed keeps the shape of her window. Stare blank like eyes that remember how we were. Her voice fell apart in the cold autumn winds, words scattered like leaves, her whispers thin. From the saddle to the porch, where empty swings sway, her echo wanders in the dusk, where I lost my way. Each sunset drips down like tears on old stone. Her voice fell apart, and I ride these trails alone. How the river knows to bend inside, holding reflections of a cloudless sky. But in its depths it hides a stone so sharp, just like the pieces of my broken heart. Her voice fell apart like rain through my hands, fading footprints in soft sinking sands. Through whiskey dreams and the cold night's embrace, in every shadow I still search her face. Now every starfall reminds me of the start. Her voice fell apart, and so did my heart.
On Lonesome Hill, neath the oak tree wide, my heart first leapt by her wildflower side. Summer breeze whispered tales in the shade, old porch creeks where our promises lay. We carved our names in that tough ancient bark, promised to meet when day faded to dark. Echoes roll down from that lonely hill's crown, where oak leaves talk of the love we had found. The winds carry cries of the words we once said, now just ghostly whispers though our dreams are laid dead. Years have passed, the oak tree stands still, but the house lies empty, life lost its thrill. Gravel roads, once our kingdom to roam, now just pathways to a long abandoned home. Her scarf in my pocket, a faded old blue, every thread a memory of the love I once knew. Echoes roll down from that lonely hill's crown, where oak leaves talk of the love we had found. The dust swirls around where we once danced in rain, now each drop's a tear, and each tear's a refrain. In the twilight's last gleaming, I see her clear, as if time stood still and she was still here. With my hand on the saddle, I face the west, riding trail echoes roll down from that lonely hill's crown. Memories fading like dusk into town. I'll ride these lands under stars cold and bright, chasing her shadow into the night. Echoes roll, echoes call, but she's never in sight. Out where the oak trees meet the sky's embrace, I remember her laughter, a soft fleeting trace. In a quiet town where old porches new, my heart's whispers and the love that once flew. Shattered glass flew with the wind through that door. The day she walked out, leaving her scarf on the floor. The winds carry secrets of old love so true, through dusty trails and skies mournfully blue. Each step on this gravel, a memory's weight, shattered glass flew with and left me to my fate. Now the cabins lay empty where we once danced, moonlight on the window where our shadows romanced. The saddle sits idle, the horses roam free, with no rider to guide them, just like she left me. And the sunsets bleed red over land she won't tread, each twilight a reminder of the words we left unsaid. All the winds carry secrets of old love so true, through dusty trails and skies mournfully blue. Each step on this gravel, a memory's weight, shattered glass flew with and left me to my fate. Underneath the starlit cloak, I see her eyes, gleaming like the rivers under stormy winter skies. Is letting go a step I take, or just a silent lie? With every whispering grass I feel my quiet reply. Oh, the winds carry secrets of old love so true, through dusty trails and skies forever blue. Each step on this gravel, a piece of my heart stays, shattered glass flew with her through those old fading ways. Here holding the echoes where the wild roses grow, I wander alone with the ghost of her glow. In the town of Broken Spur, under a bleeding sky, there stood an oak, its limbs like prayers stretching wide. That's where we carved our names in the heart of the bark, where his shadow fell apart as day slipped into dark. Oh, the winds, they whisper secrets through the rustling leaves. His scarf still smells like dust and dreams, woven with grief. Every sunset paints his face on the clouds, torn and stark, in the silence of the old porch, where his shadow fell apart. Years rolled like tumbleweeds past the empty cabin's call. Gravel roads hold echoes of his footsteps, that's all. The saddle sits untouched, the reins lay soft and slack. Memories fade like trails, they don't lead them back. Oh, the winds, they whisper secrets through the rustling leaves. His scarf still smells like dust and dreams, woven with grief. Every sunset paints his face on the clouds, torn and stark, in the silence of the old porch, where his shadow fell apart. Speaks in rhythms on the dusty window pane, telling tales of the cowboy who won't ride through again. In the heart of every storm, amidst the thunder's arch, lies the shattered piece of a lonesome, wayward heart. So let the wind carry away the whispers through the rustling leaves. His scarf still tangled in my fingers with dust and shattered dreams. Each sunset a reminder of love's enduring mark on the silence of the old porch, where his shadow fell apart. In the whisper of the leaves, where his shadow fell apart. Out where the oak tree shadows fell on a dusty trail where our hearts sang the sun song. Your laughter a melody wild as the land. Under that old porch you'd slip me your sunburned hand. Rain carved our names once in the soft earth, where we swore love as wide as the prairie's girth. Oh, rain carved deep in the dirt, just like your memory in my shirt. Every storm whispers you're gone. This old heart echoes like a lone song. Now the cabin sit empty where our dreams danced around. Gravel roads overgrown where your footsteps once found. These hills hold the echo of your fading trail. The scarf you left whispers your tale in the gate. Time's worn saddle and the tears that I fought in a land of shadows without all I saw. No rain carved deep in the dirt, just like your memory in my shirt.
crest of the ridge under vast starlit skies. I reckon the wind carries your soft broken sighs. Might be the dust or the rain in my eyes, but I see you there where the earth meets the sky. Yes, rain carved our story's old page, turned by the wind, worn by age. Every drop's a moment we knew, this land, this life, forever imbued. Oh, rain carved can't wash away the love, the pain, or the day you rode away.
Down by the edge where the wild oak grows, there's a dusty trail where the river bends. Spend golden sunsets with her long ago, where the canyon burns at summer's end. We carved our names in the bark so deep, beneath the sky's wide dome where the hawks do roam. In that sacred place where memories seep, once a whispered home, now her name's just a ghost. And know the canyon burns like the fire in my chest, each flame a tale of what I've loved and lost. The wind carries the ashes of promises over the cliffs where our dreams got tossed. Oh, the canyon burns, and with each orange blaze my heart recalls a name in aching tones, left riding these trails in a lonesome haze, searching for a love that feels like home. The years flew like leaves in the autumn wind. The old porch swings now a creaking bone. Her scarf still hangs where her laugh had been, in the empty cabin we built alone. Now the gravel roads wear a coat of dust, echoing boots that walked away from the fading trails where we placed our trust, to the silence that holds sway. And oh, the canyon burns while my soul just yearns for a past where love wasn't weather worn, each ember a spark of what I can't return, under stars to which we once had sworn. Yes, the canyon burns and I'm a shadow it does, chasing echoes of a love that's shorn through the whispers of the wind in a world so brusque where heartstrings are tattered and torn. There's a wisdom in the silver streams flowing under moonlit quartz and stone, teaching me to live in between the dreams we seed and the things we've grown. Oh, the canyon burns through nights cold and stern, with the firelight dancing wild and free. Yet in every spark her memory returns, in this rugged heart where she'll always be. Yes, the canyon burns a never-ending yearn for a ghost of a love that rides next to me. As the sunset fades to the night I turn, with her whisper in the wind neath the old oak tree. Out where the oak tree shadows lay long on the ground, under skies that weave tales of azure and gold, there used to be laughter soft as a feather. Now there's just the echo of the stories we told by that old wooden porch where creek sings its chorus. You danced under starlight, scarf catching the wind, but the night grew cold, oh so bold. Silence like frost began to descend, and silence burns in this heart of mine on lonely trails where the sunsets bleed. In every whisper of the pine I find the ghost of you I can't set free. Dust swirls where your shadow fell in this empty cabin built for two. Silence burns, oh it burns like hell, 'cause every silence whispers you. Years roll like the thunder across these plains, gravel roads worn down by boots and rain. The saddle sits untouched, its leather cracked and dry, just like the tears that once stormed from our eyes. Where did those promises ride off to? Lost like pebbles in the churn of time. Now only your scarf, faded and blue, hangs on the post, a relic of what was mine. Silence burns in this heart of mine on lonely trails where the sunsets bleed. In every whisper of the pine I find the ghost of you I can't set free. Dust swirls where your shadow fell in this empty cabin built for two. Silence burns, oh it burns like hell, 'cause every silence whispers you. Maybe the land remembers more than we could tell, holds our love deep in its dusty veins. As I wander these paths, a soul lost from its shell, I know some fires survive even the hardest rain. Silence burns, and yet now I see it's in the quiet I find your trace. In the rustle of leaves, in the chill of the breeze, in the lonely spaces of this endless place. Silence burns, and I burn too, but in the ashes I find some peace. For every silence that whispers of you brings a bittersweet release. In the shadow of the old oak tree, where the creek sings low, we carved our names young and bold in the bark whispering soul. Underneath that heaven stretch where wild horses roam, I told you dreams of dusty trails, not yet knowing about the roads we'd comb. But unspoken words, they burn like the western sunset's glow, leaving shadows neath my eyes where your laughter used to flow. And every gust of prairie wind carries whispers sweet and stern of what I should have said, for those bridges learn to burn. Now the porch creek's empty where your scarf once danced in breeze, and the saddle lays forgotten with no one left to please. The cabin's bare as the desert's soul, the gravel road's been tamed, just echoes of your footsteps in a town that forgot my name. Unspoken words, they burn like the western sunset's glow, leaving shadows neath my eyes where your laughter used to flow. And every gust of prayer
of the flame that never warms? Could those whispered winds, my darling, to your heart return? Or do they wander lost like me beneath the stars that yearn? So unspoken words, they burn like the western sunset's glow, fading trails and twilight's dust, where our memories refuse to go. The night's cold blanket falls, the coyote lonely yearns for unspoken words that echo deep in the fire that always burns.
In the shadow of the oak, where the wild river bends, I first saw her silhouette as the daylight met its end. She wore a scarf of crimson against the winter's bite. Beneath that ancient oak, we found love and fading light. Now the trails turn cold, where we once walked bold, and the oak leaves whisper secrets in the wind. So my heart a lonesome saddle, no rider to hold, on that lost trail turned cold. Oh, that lost trail turned cold. Years passed like the dust kicked up by Roman steeds. The town we love now shadows overtaken by the weeds. Her laughter once filled every corner of the saloon, now just echoes across the barroom under a mournful moon. The trails turn cold, where we danced untold, past the old porch creaking, tales now never told. My dreams like rivers run, but never as bold, on that lost trail turned cold. Oh, that lost trail turned cold. On a gravel road I wander, under skies turning gray, each step a memory fading like the sunset's last ray. What's lost is never found, as the night claims the gold, in the heart of a cowboy where his tale is slowly told. So the trails turn cold, my love story sold to the whispering pines, and the night so bitterly cold. I ride alone, the story of love old, on that lost trail turned cold. Forever lost trail turned cold. And the dust settles soft on the path I once rode, where memories like rain in my soul ever flowed. Goodbye, sweet love, your tale forever told, on that lost trail turned cold. That forever lost trail turned cold. Out where the oak tree shadows lay long on the gravel path, I walked with her by the whispering winds, our youth a gentle laugh. Sunset painted our dreams in shades of burning gold, by that old wooden porch where stories of tender love were told. And the gravel road listened to the secrets we'd confide, to the silent promises
under the starlit sky. Now the dust just swirls round my lonesome wandering shoes. The gravel road remembers what I'm destined to lose. Years rolled like the thunder clouds over prairie sky. She left with the autumn rain, no time for long goodbyes. The cabin stands empty where laughter used to dwell. Only echoes in the rooms where our sweet past lingers well. All the gravel road listened as I called out her name through the rustling leaves, but it's never the same. Now the wind whispers through the gaps in the worn wooden floor. The gravel roads are lonely, like my heart evermore. Oh, if these scattered stones could speak, what might they say about the scars left behind, or the dreams that faded away? Each step I take is a memory, a burden I bear on this gravel road going nowhere, echoing my despair. Yes, the gravel road listens, and it knows my fears. It's seen the shifting shadows, tasted the salt of my tears. Now I walk with the sunset, my story unseen. The gravel road listen to what might have been.
Out where the oak trees shadow the forgotten roads, I wander past the cabin where the west wind always blows. There lies a faded scarf you wore, it dances in the breeze among the whispering ghosts of the rustling autumn leaves. Ghost remembers, oh, how the sunset used to glow on your hair like a wildfire in the days of long ago. Now the trails are empty and the stars don't shine the same. Ghost remembers love lost like a whisper to the flame. We carved our names on the old porch under skies so white and blue. Now rain washes over like memories I can't undo. The saddle sits untouched now where once we rode side by side. Through fields of gold and yarrow, now it's where my heartache hides. Ghost remembers, oh, how the sunset used to glow on your hair like a wildfire in the days of long ago. Now the trails are empty and the stars don't shine the same. Ghost remembers love lost like a whisper to the flame. The dust still rises, but it settles faster than before.
footprints on the gravel road not leading to your door. Time may heal the lonely, but the clock just ticks in vain, when every second pulls me back to you in dreams again. Ghost remembers, and oh, the pain's a quiet friend, echo in the hoofbeats till the very bitter end. Maybe on some distant morn the wind will lose your scent, but ghost remembers love in a heart that won't relent. Ghost remembers love in a heart that won't relent. In the shadow of Pine Tree Hill, where the creek sings low and wild, I held her close by the fading light, the prairie's wayward child. We carved our names in the old oak's arm, beneath the watchful eyes of stars. That old porch swing and her sweet perfume, in a town trapped in old mason jars. But the rains came through like a freight train's cry, with a fury born in gray. And that pine tree on the hill laid down like my love washed away. In the whisper of the leaves and the weeping of the sky, everything we built, my dear, said its long, lonesome goodbye. Now the cabin stands, but it's empty as the gulch is where we played. And the trails we walked are overgrown like the promises we made. The gravel road that led to us now just leads to somewhere else. And the scarf she left behind is just a tale upon the shelf. The rain still come like memories that flood the dusty ground. That pine tree hill stands bare and rough, where our dreams once were found. In the rustle of the falling leaves, in the moaning of the wind, I feel her slip away again, and the ache that never ends. Underneath the vast and starry sky, I whisper to the night, all the love that's lost is just the cost of living out this life. But I'd pay it all once more to feel her hand in mine, to turn back to that summer day before we lost the time. So let the pine tree lie, let the creek wash it away, with all the tears and whispered fears that marked our yesterday. And in the twilight's gentle sigh, in the solace of the gray, I'll walk these roads alone, my love, where our old pine tree lay. In the quiet winds that move the dust, I'll carry you always, though the land forgets, my heart set on the love that never sways.
Out where the oak trees whisper low, beneath the silver sky, I found a scarf you wore, now faded, by the old porch where we lie. The wind it carries ghosts and dust through the cabin's broken seam, and every creak and board recalls our long-lost prairie dream. The lost trail watched me lead, with heavy heart and silent creed. Sunset bleeds through memories where our wild love used to be. Echoes float on the gravel road under stars that grieve. The lost trail watched me leave. Oh, the lost trail watched me leave. Now the town sleeps quiet, where our laughter filled the streets. Windows dark as the promises we never could complete. Rain falls on the saddle where you once sat close to me. Now it's just a shadow neath the old willow tree. The lost trail watched me lead, with heavy heart and silent creed. Sunset bleeds through memories, where our wild love used to be. Echoes float on the gravel road under stars that grieve. The lost trail watched me leave. Oh, the lost trail watched me leave. I whisper to the moonlight as it dances on the ridge, asking for forgiveness from that old wooden bridge. For I've carried this old heartache far as any man can bear, and I leave behind my sorrow scattered in the prairie air. The lost trail watched me leave, a ghost upon each breeze, carrying away my whispers like leaves lost from the trees. And as the earth keeps turning, my heart finds some relief. But the lost trail watched me leave. Yes, the lost trail watched me leave. Underneath that velvet sky, the lost trail watched me leave.
Shadow of the old oak tree on Lonely Hill, where the sun painted gold on your hair so still. We carved our names young and bold into the bark now weathered and old. That scarf you left, it dances still, caught on a branch in the chilly hills will. Oh, Lonely Hill turned cold as season stole your smile. Each sunset bleeds memories across a mile. Your laughter echoes neath the starlit dome. In the whisper of the wind, I'm forever home. But home ain't warm without your hand to hold. Since Lonely Hill turned so bitterly cold. Years roll like thunder across these plains wide. The old porch creaks with stories it can't hide. I roam through ghost towns where our dreams lay spent, down gravel roads with my heart relent. The cabin sits empty, our plans undone, beneath fading trails where once we'd run. Oh, Lonely Hill turned cold as season stole your smile. Each sunset bleeds memories across a mile. Your laughter echoes neath a starlit dome. In the whisper of the wind, I'm forever home. But home ain't warm without your hand to hold. Since Lonely Hill turned so bitterly cold. If these winds could carry my weary voice back through, would they whisper my regrets gentle to you? For every step away seems a lifetime of return to the burn of that sunset where voice in the dust, in the open empty space, forever bound to the land where shadows cast. On Lonely Hill, where love lives in the past. But I'll hold on to the cold, as it's all that I can hold, since Lonely Hill turned so sacredly, sorrowfully cold.
Out where the oak tree's shadows lay long, beneath the vast unyielding sapphire sky, we carved our names, young love's sweet song, near the canyon's edge where eagles fly. You laughed beneath that summer sun, scarves dancing wild like the dreams we spun. But the canyon walked away, my dear, like the river steals the softest stones. Our whispers lost in the prairie wind's leer, leaving me with these echoes and dusty bones. In the twilight sweet, where shadows sway, I find no trace where our love did lay. The seasons turned as they always do, the old porch creaks alone under footsteps no more, where vibrant wildflowers once grew. Now stands the ghost of the door you wore. Once our hearts roamed wild and free, now I tread these trails, just my saddled steed and me. Yes, the canyon walked away, my love, with every sunset painted in despair. The stars above hold no guidance from above, just the cold whisper of the winter air. In the silence of the moon's soft gray echoes your laughter far away. And here by this crumbling cabin site, where once we danced into the night, I feel the grip of that lonesome tide, pulling me where memories reside. What's left is just the land, the sky, and a soul that can't quite say goodbye. Oh, the canyon walked away, it seems, left me with the dust of broken dreams, just the echo of your voice in the breeze, and that old scarf caught up in the gnarled oak trees. The trail's gone cold, the nights draw near, yet I walk these paths held by what's disappeared. So I'll sing to the stars about a love that's gone, as night lays its veil on the heartbreak dawn. In the shadow of the oak where the wild roses bloom, Thorn sleeps under the crescent moon. Her scarf still dances on that old porch swing, where we carved our names in the spring of 15. The smell of rain on that dusty trail echoes of laughter, a love bound to fail. Oh, Thorn sleeps, but my heart's wide awake, tangled in memories I can't forsake. The wind whispers secrets I've promised to keep, they're buried deep where thorn sleeps. Years rode away on a sorrow-soaked steed, left me with silence and a heart that still bleeds. That gravel road now overgrown leads to a cabin weathered and alone. Saddles gather dust in a corner unseen, like the faded trails of those sweet dreams. Old thorn sleeps, and here I stand, holding on to shadows in a forsaken land. The sun sets fire to my unspoken need, casting long shadows where thorn sleeps. One day I'll ride past the edge of the dawn, where old ghosts and yesterday's gone. But tonight my resolve turns weak in the quiet whispers where thorn sleeps. Yes, thorn sleeps beneath the stars endless sweet, in a bed of secrets too heavy, too deep. As the moon climbs high and the night owl weeps, I find no peace while thorn sleeps. I'll keep riding through memories cheap, forever haunted where thorn sleeps. In the shadow of the oak, where the wild blue bonnets grow, I first saw her silhouette in the glow of a fading gold. We carved our dreams in the bar, a promise soft and profound. Now nothing but silent whispers and unspoken words tied down. Oh, how the winds carry her laughter across the barren plains, the duster's memories under skies that promise rain. Each sunset bleeds like the love that we found, lost in echoes of what was, those unspoken words tied down. Years stretch like the gravel roads that went through quiet towns. The porch still creaks, the door still moans, in a cabin weathered and brown. Her scarf still hangs on the oak, her shadow nowhere to be found. Just a rider and his lonesome heart, with a past too tightly wound. Oh, how the winds carry her laughter across the barren plains, the duster's memories under skies that promise rain. Each sunset bleeds like the love that we found, lost in echoes of what was, those unspoken words tied down. I
with a heart that refuses to mend. Take these unspoken words, let them fade where they may tend. For every sunset knows the tears I've drowned in the silence of the plains, with my unspoken words tied down. Yeah, the silence of the plains keeps my unspoken words tied down.